do a kind of warming flow. So our theme for today is going to be warmth, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, it's suddenly really, really cold. Out of nowhere, it's actually autumn. So we're going to do a nice warming up flow today. We're going to do some sun salutations, which we don't do that often anymore, really. So we're going to do a few sun salutations to warm up, and then we're just going to get into all the areas of the body, try and get the blood flowing, warm us up a little bit. So if you have any injuries, any aches or pains or anything that's bothering you, you're still very welcome to take the class, just being extra mindful of those areas. Obviously, I'm not there to make sure that you're okay, but at the end of the day, no one knows your body like you. So the aim of the class is to do a class and a flow that feels good for you, for your body. So what might feel good for me and my body might not necessarily feel good for you, and vice versa. So really look at what looks good for you, what feels good for your body before looking good. That's the most important thing. So we want to work into recentering our body, aligning ourselves, giving ourselves nice juicy stretches, all of the good stuff. So always do as much or as little as you would like, and take a pause, take a break whenever you need to. It's your time, it's your flow. And remember that yoga is so much more than our physical asana. So if your practice tonight is that you want to spend the next 45 minutes lying on your back on the mat, then by all means be my guest. So before we start, I got a comment on Facebook the other day that said that I'm too far away. I'm really sorry if you guys do feel that I'm a bit far away. It's only because I'm streaming on Zoom and Facebook from a laptop and a phone, and to get all of me in, I have to be at this weird angle quite far away from you. So I hope that explains it, and that you guys are okay about that. It's just the only way I can do it without cutting my head off, which I still sometimes do on Facebook anyway. So let's all bring ourselves down onto our mats. We're going to start seated. Cross your legs. Come to a comfortable seat. If cross-legged doesn't work for you, if that's just not comfortable for you, that's absolutely fine. Find a seat that is comfortable. Maybe you want to put a cushion or a block underneath your sit bones. Maybe cross-legged just doesn't work for you. That's fine. Find a position that does. Then lift through the spine. Open your chest, gently engage the core, and just pull the pelvic floor in. Place your palms on your knees. Drop the shoulders. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. You close your eyes and start to send that air all the way down to the bottom of your lungs, filling them like a glass all the way to the top. And as you exhale, reverse the breath and pull the navel in towards the spine. And again, inhale. And exhale. So as you breathe, I want you to start to tune out your surroundings and pull yourself into the moment, into your breath, into your body. Activating that conscious breath. So we leave behind our intuitive breathing. That's the breath that goes on in the background of our lives. It keeps us going, it keeps us alive. And we want to lock into that conscious breath. So when we consciously breathe, we activate the evolved part of the brain, the cerebral cortex, and that's what gives us that feeling of being calm and relaxed, because it pulls us into that present moment. We're thinking about our breath. We're not in the past or the future. We're here and now. We're calm. We're breathing. So keep that breath flowing, pulling the shoulders away from the ears and allowing your neck to grow long. Softening your facial features, unlocking the jaw and unclenching the teeth. Dropping the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. Just tapping into those key tension points, the areas that we tend to hold on to pockets of stress really subtly. And as we breathe, as we tune into ourselves, we're going to set our theme and our intention. So as I said, our theme for today is going to be heat. And we're going to try and generate some heat. We're going to try and counteract the outside. And with your intention, you can set that yourselves. You can think about what heat means to you. So heat can be in your practice. You can take it into outside. You can interpret it in different ways. And as we breathe here, we're going to start to gently mobilize. We're going to draw our chin towards our shoulder and gently roll from side to side. Loosen up the neck. You can turn that into a full head roll if you would like, sending it one way, sending it back the other. Bringing yourself back to center. Let's start to roll the shoulders up to the ears, down the spine, as though you're drawing circles on the wall behind you. Maybe you want to get a little bit of movement in your body there. It doesn't have to be a regimented movement. You can start to freestyle. Maybe you want to lift one shoulder at a time. Really what we're doing is we're just starting to get the fluids flowing around the body. We want to start to wake up our limbs, wake up our body. And maybe you want to turn that into some circling of the body. Maybe you want to push the chest forward and pull the spine into a curve as you come back, spine into a C shape. So you're just kind of circling yourself around. Really nice. Lovely. Really lovely. And then we're going to drop that right hand behind us like a secondary spine. The left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Sit nice and tall on the inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to push that right knee away with the left hand. Keep the neck long. So when we're twisting, we are compressing our organs, releasing toxins. So twists are detoxifying. And when we release the twist, we're going to allow fresh blood to run through our organs. So give yourselves a nice little twist, nice little breath. Exhale, release, bring yourself back to center. Drop the left hand behind and the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Shoulders down, inhale, sit tall. That back arm is used as a support pose, not a leaning pose. Pushing against the left knee with your right hand, give yourself that twist. Deep breath. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Gently bringing yourself back to center. Lovely. Drop your left hand in line with your left hip. Your right arm comes up and over. We're reaching those right fingers towards the left side of the room. That right arm in line with the right ear. Push into your right hip and make sure those bum cheeks stay nice and grounded on the mat. Deep breath. Inhale. If you want to, you can drop down onto that left forearm, but make sure your bum cheeks stay on the mat. Really, really push into that right hip. Feel the stretch all the way down the right side of the body. Try not to lean forward or arch the back. You want to keep yourself nice and aligned. Give me a breath here. On the exhale, walk the hands around to the other side. The right hand in line with the right hip. The left arm up and over. Reach those fingers all the way across to the other side of the room. You can drop down onto the right forearm if you want, as long as those bum cheeks stay aligned. Energy from the left fingertips. Imagine someone's pulling on those fingers. They're trying to add inches onto that side of the body. So the reason we do the twists and the lateral stretch now, cat-cow right at the beginning, is because you want to warm up and begin always stretching the spine 6 ways. Deep breath in here. Just to really center ourselves, really work into all the areas of the spine. Exhale, bring yourself back to center. Lovely. Place your palms in front, untuck the legs. Bring yourself into that all fours position on the mat. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Feet can be the tops of the feet down, or you can tuck the toes. It's completely up to you. Take a breath here, and I just want you to push with your palms, with your knees, with your feet into the mat. Create a little claw with your hand. Make sure the palms are not completely flat. Keep the spine flat and slightly engage the core to begin with, and we're just going to create energy between ourselves and the mat. Really feel as though you're almost hovering off the mat as you breathe. As you inhale, drop your navel to the floor, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale to arch like a scared cat, spread the shoulders, drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Deep breath, we inhale, we drop the navel, we hollow out the lower back, we lift the head. Exhale. Really nice inhale. So if you'd like to continue here in your cat-cow, just mobilizing your spine, then please feel free. If you'd like to freestyle this movement, then you can start to get nice and weird. You can start to get your wiggle on. You can move into all the corners of your body, every little nook and cranny that maybe feels a little bit like it needs to be woken up. So maybe you want to push into a specific body part. Maybe you need to get into the backs of your arms, your wrists. That's good if you do a lot of arm balancing. Maybe you want to unlock your lower back and drop into a cobra. Maybe you want to sit back in your balasana, dropping your head to the mat. Whatever you're doing, really, really use your breath. Connect your breath to the movement and just wiggle around as much as you like. Just really get nice and weird. You want to wake up every corner of your body that maybe is feeling a little bit neglected. And as I say every night, this is a really nice thing to do if you ever have a day where you can't be bothered, you don't have the energy, or you don't feel well, or you just don't have the time to do a full class or a full stretch. Sometimes all our body needs is that little bit of movement, that wiggle, that little bit of breathing, that little moment of connecting our breath to our movement. So it can be a nice thing to do first thing in the morning. If you're feeling a little bit tired, you feel like you need to wake up, maybe jump in the shower and then give yourself a little wiggle around. Or if you're like me and you hold a lot of nervous or anxious energy, before you go to bed at night, give yourself a wiggles, which is why I really like having these classes in the evening, because they allow me to get out all that nervous energy. So really pushing into those areas, wiggle around, almost feel as though your body is loosening as you're doing that. And I want you to wiggle, keep that wiggle going all the way to the back of your mat. Really nice. Feel those toes touch the back of the mat. And start to reach the arms out in front, pulling the chest towards the earth. Bringing yourself into your extended puppy or your heart chakra pose. If you want, you can lift onto your fingers. That's going to get deeper into the shoulders. So your sit bones to the sky, chest down. We're stretching the chest, the abdomen, the shoulders, the upper back. You can look straight ahead between your hands or drop your forehead to the mat. Deep breath. As you exhale, plant the palms, pull your chest along the mat and drop yourself down into your Sphinx pose. On your forearms, point the toes so that the knees are lifted, pushing the thighs into the earth. So you're engaging the legs. And as you do that, you're going to feel that engagement in the lower back, the bums, the glutes, the hamstrings. Push your forearms into the mat, spread the fingers, open the chest and pull the shoulders down your spine so that your neck grows longer. Maybe you're happy here. Maybe you would like to take a baby cobra. So pull the hands back, tuck the elbows in and lift yourself a little higher. Feel that release any lower back pain. So cobra, baby cobra and Sphinx, all good for releasing lower back pain. If you want to lift further up into a full cobra, please do. But what I want you to make sure in all of these is that you feel the stretch the whole way through your spine, not just in that little bend in the lower back. If you only feel it there, you want to draw yourself out of the stretch a little bit. Give yourself a breath. And as you exhale, lower back down, Push yourself back onto your knees, heels together, knees apart, drop the head. Take the child pose for one breath. Inhale. Exhale back to your all fours position, shuffling yourself back into the center of the mat. Send your right leg out behind you. And we're just going to start to work into our hips. Get a little bit of movement going there. So what we're going to do is you're going to take that right leg out to the side, and we're just going to practice. We're going to tap the right toe out to the side, and then you're going to bring it around in kind of a big semicircle and cross it over the left leg and tap it to the mat on the outside of the left foot. And again, we're going to bring it all the way back to the right. And on the exhale, bringing the right leg across the left. Inhale back to the right. Exhale. Really nice. You're going to start to feel this in your glutes and hamstrings. So to the right. Exhale across. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Let's go for one more. We tap to the right. And we tap to the left. Bring the leg back to center. Bend the right knee, lifting the knee. Flex the right foot, sorry. And just start to stir the hips, so circling the knee. We go for 5, 4, you can get your spine involved if you want. 3, 2, and 1. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Really nice. Take a breath here. Keeping that leg lifted, tuck the left toes and push up into a 3-legged dog, straightening that right leg out behind you, keeping those hips nice and aligned. So maybe you want to stay here, maybe you want to gaze underneath the right arm, bend the right knee, flex the right foot. And maybe you want to stay here, maybe you want to step the whole way over, bringing yourself into your wild thing pose, reaching that right arm up and over. Deep breath here, wherever you are, we hold for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing yourself back into that 3-legged dog. Draw the right knee in towards the chest, plant the right foot. Bring yourself into a kind of lunge. So I don't want you to drop that back knee. Gaze straight ahead. Lifting that back leg. And then you're going to bring those arms up in line with the ears, taking yourself into a high lunge. Lovely. Take a breath. Turn the left foot out. Send the left arm down the back of the left leg. The right arm comes up and over. Sink into that front knee bend in your reverse warrior. 1 second, everybody. So, right leg straight, right leg bent, left leg straight. You're going to feel that stretch all the way down the right side, reverse warrior. Take a breath. Inhale, you're going to bring that right arm all the way across the body. The left arm is going to come up and over, extended side angle, opening your chest. Deep breath here. You can stay here. Make sure though, you're not putting too much weight on that right arm, so we're not just hanging out at the pub. We want to be nice and lifted. Or you can open both arms, bring yourself into your triangle pose. Or if you want to take a bind, bring that right arm underneath the right leg, left arm up and over. Deep breath here, inhale. You can stay here, or you can step the left foot forward. Take a breath here. Start to lift the bound leg, bringing yourself up into your bird of paradise. And once you found your balance, if you want to, you can start to straighten that right leg. Maybe you then want to step all the way back into your lunge position. Take a breath. Everybody here is going to straighten both legs. Really nice. Keeping that chest open to the side. Everybody open the arms, bring yourself into your extended triangle pose. Hips nice and aligned. So take that left hand into the small of your back, gently pushing yourself into alignment. Lovely. Take a breath here. Reach that left arm up. Gaze up at those extended fingers. And then gently turn both hands so that they're framing that front foot. Bend the front knee and step back into a high plank position. Take a breath here and either push straight back up into your downward dog or tuck your elbows in, come down to Chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing dog. And push back. Downward facing dog. So first downward dog of the day. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, externally rotating them. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Maybe give the knees a little bend if you need to, especially if it's the first downward dog of the day. Allow the head to drop between the arms. Shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath. And then gaze straight ahead. Drop back into your all fours position. Lovely, everybody. Take a breath here. You're going to take that left leg out behind you. And we're going to do the kind of toe tapping thing to work into our legs again. So we're going to inhale, send that left leg all the way out to the left. Nice and wide. Exhale, we cross the left leg across the right, tapping the floor. Inhale back. Exhale across. Lovely. Inhale back to the side. Exhale across. Lovely. Inhale. Well done. And exhale. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale. Really nice. Let's go back to center. Bend the left knee. Flex the left foot. And start to circle the knee. We go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. And 5. Keep that leg lifted. Tuck the right toe and push up into a 3-legged dog. So that left leg is out behind you. Take a breath. You can either stay here. You can bend the left knee, flex the left foot and gaze underneath the left armpit. Or if you want to, you can step that whole way over. Take your wild thing pose. Wherever you are, we hold for 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Everybody is going to step back now into the 3-legged dog. Take the left knee in towards the chest. Plant the left foot and bring yourself into that lunge position. So just hold there with your chest resting on your left thigh. Gaze straight ahead, lifting up onto the fingertips. Take a breath. And on the exhale, lift, high lunge, hips under shoulders. Deep breath, inhale, send the right arm down the back of the right leg, the left arm comes up and over. Feel that stretch all the way down the left side of the body. Deep breath here, inhale. As you exhale, drop the left forearm to the left thigh, the right arm comes up and over. Extended side ankle pose, so you can stay here, or you can open those arms, bring yourself into a triangle, or you can take your bind. If you're taking a bind, please make sure that your chest isn't down towards the earth. You want to keep it nice and open. If you're happy here and you want to go further, step the right foot forward. That was very clumpy of me. Try to do it a little bit more elegant than I just did. Gently, we're going to start to ground through the right foot and lift that left bound leg. If you're happy here, you can start to straighten. Just make sure that you leave yourself enough space and time to step back the way that you came into that lunge. From here, everybody is going to straighten that front leg, open the arms and bring yourself into that extended triangle. Pull up through that right arm, chest open, shoulders stacked, hips aligned. Try not to lock the knees, although I know I find that really, really difficult. Deep breath here. And as you exhale, you're going to windmill those hands on either side of the front foot. Bend that left knee. Step back with the left foot, bringing yourself into that high plank position. Take a breath, either straight back into your downward dog or tuck the elbows in, come down to Chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog. Lovely, everybody. So from here, gaze straight ahead. Start to walk the feet towards the hands. Bring yourself into your Uttanasana, forward fold. So forward fold. Let's bend our knees, but not like bend them, give them a little softness. Then you're going to hinge at the hips and start to drop the thighs, drop the torso onto the thighs. So what I always want you to think about when we're doing a forward fold is belly on your thighs, not head to your knees. Because what we tend to see is
straight legs, and then hanging forward like this. So what this does is it puts extra pressure on the knee joints, extra pressure on the hamstrings, extra pressure on the lower back. That's how we get lower back pain. So if we soften our knees and we hinge at the hips, we can work slowly towards then bringing ourselves into a straight leg. Forward fold, where we're kind of folded in half like two slices of bread. Take a breath here. And exhale. On your next inhale, start to unravel like a chain link. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. Unraveling, keeping that chin tucked in until the very last moment. When you bring yourself up to standing, I want you to stack those joints. So ankles under knees, under hips, under shoulders. Sounds really obvious, but you'd be surprised how many of us naturally stand like this, or like this. It's quite exaggerated, or like this. So what we want to do is make sure that our joints are stacked like stacking blocks, and our pelvis is always neutral. So your pelvis is the center of your body. It's the cauldron of your body. You always want your pelvis to be nice and centered. That's why when we do a back bend, we do a forward fold. We always want to counter the poses to reset our bodies. So place one hand on the front of your pelvis, one hand on the back. Make sure the feet are facing straight ahead, about hip width apart. And I want you to envision that your pelvis is a glass of water. So if we stick our bum out, we're spilling water down the front of our body. If we tuck our bum in, we're spilling water down the back. So we just want to give ourselves a little rock, bring ourselves into that neutral pelvis, and then drop our arms down by our side, point the fingers towards the earth, engage the legs isometrically, pull in the core, make sure the head's in line with the rest of the body. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a deep breath here, and on your inhale, you're going to raise the arms up towards the sky. Pull the palms together, reach with your thumbs, shoulders down. Exhale to hinge at the hips, pull the arms apart, start to drop forward, soften the knees into your Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to flat the back, gaze straight ahead, into your half fold, tabletop position, spine nice and straight. Exhale back to your forward fold with your palms flat. You're going to step, float, or jump back into your plank position. You can either push straight back up into your downward dog or tuck the elbows, come down through your chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog. Give yourself a slight bend in the knee. Gaze straight ahead and step, float, or jump between your hands. Start to unravel. Bring yourself all the way up to standing. Back to your Tadasana, arms down by your side. Deep breath. And again, inhale to reach the arms towards the sky. Exhale to hinge at the hips. Drop the arms out to the side. Soften the knees. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to flatten the back and gaze straight ahead. Pull the navel in, half fold. Exhale back to your forward fold, plant the palms, step, float, or jump back into a high plank, engage the core, and either push on your exhale into your downward dog or tuck the elbows, come down through your chaturanga, push forward, upward facing, and push back, downward dog. Lovely. Gazing straight ahead. You're either going to step, float, or jump between your hands. Rolling up to standing. Arms by your side in your Tadasana. And again, inhale, we reach towards the sky, draw the palms together. Exhale to hinge at the hips, pull the elbows apart, soften the knees, drop forward. Inhale to flatten the back into a half fold, pull the navel in. Exhale back to your forward fold, plant the palms, step, float, or jump back into a high plank. And either straight into your downward dog or come down through your chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lovely, everybody. And we're going to step between the hands here again and bring ourselves into our Uttanasana. Feet facing straight ahead, softness through the knees. Take a breath and reach both arms up in line with the ears. Bend the knees at 90 degrees. Send the hips back. Weight into the heels and the hip sockets, into your chair pose. So imagine that you're sitting in that Invisible chair, engage the core. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears, sitting back. So you should have so much weight in your heels and your hip sockets that you can lift the toes without breaking the pose. Take a deep breath. So we're going to bring ourselves into our eagle, which is a balance. And I'm going to give you 3 options. So you can either do just eagle arms, you could do just eagle legs, or you can do both together. So eagle arms, we're going to start with the legs. So you're going to take, so if you want to do just legs or just arms, just do one of those. If you want to do both, do them both with me. So you're going to take the right leg and you're going to lift that right leg and cross it over the left, keeping those arms up in line with the ears. Maybe you're happy to stay here. Maybe you can hook that right foot behind the left ankle. So your legs are kind of tied in a knot. If you're happy here, lovely. If you're not, feel free to unravel. If you want to go for arms, take that right arm in front of your face. The left arm's going to come underneath and you're going to wrap the arms together, trying to pull the palms in front of your face. Take a breath here, inhale. And we're going to try and sit deeper here. Let's try and hold for 5, 4, lift with the hands, sit with the bum, 3, 2, and on the 1, unwrap the right leg and step back into a lunge with your arms still twisted. Take a breath here. Cross the arms across your body, taking hold of your shoulder blades, giving yourself a little hug, and then dropping down onto that back knee, untucking the back foot, bringing yourself into that low lunge, sink into the hip flexors. Take a breath, unwrap your arms, and pull your elbows out to the side, so you're almost opening that chest and pulling the shoulders together. Maybe you want to stay here, maybe you want to drop those hands behind you, interlace the fingers behind your back and just start to pull the hands towards the earth, giving yourself that bend in the back. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Gently draw your palms into the small of the back. Bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. And flex that left foot, pulling the left toes in towards the calf. Hips squared to the front, deep breath. So you can either bring your palms together at your heart center and start to hinge forward at the hips here, or you can drop your hands down on either side of that front foot. Make sure you keep the spine straight if you're doing that. It's really tempting to turn into the hunchback of Notre Dame. Remember, belly to thigh, not head to knee. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Walking those hands all the way around to the center, we're just going to turn that right foot out, bring ourselves into a side lunge. Right palm on the mat, left arm up and over. Give yourself a nice little reach there. Gorgeous. So left leg stretched out, left arm stretching in the opposite direction. Well done. And then we're just going to walk our hands around so they frame the right foot. So we're now facing the opposite side of the mat. Bring yourself back into that kind of lunge position. And from there, step back into a high plank. Either straight up into your downward dog or tuck the elbows in. Come down through your chaturanga. Push forward, upward facing dog. And push back. Downward facing. Really nice, everyone. Take a breath. Start to walk those feet towards the hands back into your Uttanasana, soft knees. Inhale, we reach the arms in line with our ears, chair pose, sink back into the heels and hip sockets, engage the core, pull the shoulders from the ears, deep breath, sit deeper. And you can stay here or you can come into whichever version of eagle that you would like, so just arms, just legs, or both together. This time we're going to ground through our right foot, we're going to lift the left leg. We're going to cross the left leg over the right. And if we can, we're going to wrap the left foot behind the right foot. You can stay here, or you can bring that left arm in front. Take the right arm underneath. Drawing the palms together. Very wobbly on the side, bear with me. And we're just going to try and sit deep here when you find your space, wherever you are. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that left leg, step back into a high plank. Cross the arms across your body and take hold of opposite shoulder blades like you're giving yourself a big hug. Deep breath, and on the exhale, drop down onto that left knee, bring yourself into your low lunge. Release the arms and bring them out to the side, pulling the elbows down, opening the chest and the shoulder blades coming together. Either staying here or dropping the arms behind your back, interlacing the fingers and starting to draw them down towards the earth. Arch that back. Wherever you are, give me 3, 2, and 1. Bring the palms into the small of the back. Bend the left leg, straighten that right leg. Pulling the right toes in towards the right calf, half split. Either palms together at heart center and starting to hinge through the hips this way, getting nice and deep into the hamstring. Or you can drop those palms on either side of that front foot and start to pull yourself deeper into the stretch that way. Inhale. And exhale. Really feel that nice juicy stretch through the right hamstrings, keeping those hips square. And then walk those hands around to the center. Turn the left foot out, bring yourself into a half lunge. Plant the left foot, reach the right arm up. Give yourself that nice lateral stretch, open the heart, deep breath. Exhale, we're going to walk the hands on either side of that left foot, turning ourselves to face the opposite end of the mat. So now we're back to where we started, and you're going to step back with the left high plank, either pushing straight back up into your downward dog, or elbows in and come down, push forward, upward facing, and push back. Downward facing dog. Take a slight bend in the knee, gaze straight ahead and step, float or jump through the seated on the mat, bringing your feet together like palms. Gorgeous. So feet together like palms. Allow the knees to drop open. And I just want you to walk the hands into the small of the back, and we're just going to drop ourselves down onto the mat into our reclined Baddha Konasana. Our Supta Baddha Konasana. So this is a nice gentle hip opener, and it gives us that nice wide open feeling. It increases blood flow to our pelvic floor. You guys will know by now this is one of my favorites. So you can either take your hands to your inner thighs, you can create a little heart shape on your pelvis, or you can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. It's completely up to you. So as we gently open the hips here, we're just going to feel those hips, the knees start to pull down towards the earth. So ladies, this pose has some great benefits for you. It's really, really good for menstrual cramps. It's beneficial for pregnancy. So if you practice this pose throughout pregnancy, it can help with the pain of childbirth. So what we're going to do in our Supta Baddha Konasana today is we're going to get ourselves ready for our Shavasana. So we've just done quite a fast-paced, warm, standing sequence. So now we're just going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. So we're going to practice our Kumbhaka breath, which is our breath retention. So what we do is we're going to inhale, exhale, and hold to the same amount of time. So I'm going to count your breath with you. So the point of Kumbhaka breath in this way of doing it is to calm the body, to relax us, to get us ready for Shavasana. It's a good thing to do at the end of a class. It's a good thing to do before you get into bed at night. If you feel a little bit anxious or you have a hard time sleeping, it can calm you down. It can get you ready for sleep. So if you were to want to energize yourself, you would inhale, hold, exhale. And that you might do at the beginning of a fast-paced vinyasa class, or you might do it first thing in the morning, or if you're feeling a little bit tired and you need some energy. But we're not going to do that now because it's 8:15 and we're finishing a nice warm class. So we're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. So I'm going to count the breath with you. And if at any point you feel like the breath retention isn't working for you, just bring yourself back to your conscious breathing. So we're going to inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. And last one, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Feel free to continue that breath if you would like to. Otherwise, bring yourself back to that conscious breath. And in your own time, you're going to start to unravel on the mat. Or maybe you want to give yourself a little hug, draw the knees in towards the chest, and just rock from side to side to release your spine. You can also windscreen wipe the feet. So you bring the feet down, you're going to windscreen wipe those knees from side to side to release your hips, whatever you want to do. So if you need to grab anything for your relaxation, for your Shavasana, please feel free to do that now. So you can take blankets, jumpers, socks, cushions, a drink of water. Maybe you want to dim the lights, light some candles, pop some music on, whatever you want to do. If Shavasana is not in your practice, that's absolutely fine. You're very welcome to log off. But as I always say, a good thing to think about when you're doing Shavasana, especially if we're doing it from home, so we're not in a studio full of people, it's not that intimidating and you can log off whenever you want to, is to just give it a go. And the reason being is try not to think of your Shavasana as relaxation, as a meditation. Unless meditation is something that you regularly practice, you don't have to think of this as meditation. It is relaxation. I always like to think of it as my reward for doing a workout is that I get to lie with my eyes closed for 5 minutes. That's probably such a mum thing to say, but I think so few of us get that time, that little 5 minutes break away from our phone, away from everything that we need to do, to just breathe and chill. So take this time, allow yourself to melt into the mat. Close your eyes, feet falling open, palms falling open. And let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Expand the abdomen and send all of that air down towards the bottom of your lungs, filling them like a glass all the way to the top. And as you exhale, reverse the breath. And again, inhale. And exhale. Let's pull ourselves back to where we were at the beginning of the class. No thoughts, no worries. Focusing in on that rise and fall. Checking in with our intention. I hope that we are all feeling nice and warm, feeling that heat. And then maybe take an imaginary broom to sweep the mind clear of any clutter, any wandering thoughts or worries. And take your attention towards your feet, feeling them fall open on the mat. Ankles, calves, knees and thighs lightweight. All the way up to the base of the spine and feeling each vertebrae unravel one by one.
melting down into the mat. All the way up to your shoulders. And feel those shoulders pull down away from your ears. Arms lightweight at your side, palms open and fingers unraveling. And as your shoulders pull down, allow your neck to grow long, your head to become light. Facial features soft and gentle. Unlock your jaw, unclench your teeth, and pull the tongue down away from the roof of the mouth. And finally, take your attention to your chest and your abdomen. That slow and steady rise and fall of your breath. That gentle rhythm, guiding you deep into the mat. As you inhale and exhale. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes to draw awareness back into your body. Hugging the knees in towards your chest and gently rocking from side to side to release your spine on the mat. Bringing yourself all the way over onto the right hand side into a fetal position. Place your palms in front of you, start to lift the body, allowing your head to be the last thing to come up. Hands on your knees. Drop the shoulders. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, let out a deep sigh like you're letting everything go. And again, inhale. And one more of those. Deep breath. Inhale. Palms together at your heart center. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today at last Saturday evening together. Have a lovely rest of your night. Namaste. So tomorrow, so Sundays will look exactly the same moving forward. So we'll have 10:15 a.m. full body energizing morning flow, Zoom only. So Facebook people, you can join that one. It is free, but it is only on Zoom. And Sunday evening, same as usual, restore and recharge on Facebook and Zoom. The only difference will be for Zoom people tomorrow. As of tomorrow, the Sunday morning Zoom link is changing. So if you are just using a copy and paste Zoom link every single week, you should get a new one sent to your email when you sign up for tomorrow's class. And the Zoom links for the evening classes, which will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday moving forward, will be different starting next week. But once you subscribe to the class, you will get the new link sent to you. Just if you guys are like me and you just have a copy and pasted link that you put in your dashboard every night for Zoom, tomorrow those Zoom link for the morning one will change, and on Tuesday evening the link for all the evening classes will change. So just to confuse you guys even more, basically just sign up for the new classes and you'll have the new link. Okay. So if you guys have anything that you want to practice in the coming week, then please do let me know. There'll be, so what I'm going to try and do is keep the Sunday restore and recharge going, just because I think it's a nice thing to do on a Sunday evening. And then the other three, so the 10:15 on a Sunday, and then the Tuesday evening and Thursday evening will be to do something energizing or whatever you guys want to work on. So if there are things that you that we haven't covered in a while, or that you guys want to cover, then please do let me know. Otherwise, so you guys can message me on Instagram or Facebook or on here and let me know what you think. Yes, we can do some arm balancey stuff. So we'll go into crow, we'll try half crow, we'll try headstand again. Actually, I haven't done any arm balancing in a while, so let's do that next week. Melina. So the only reason that I would say possibly not using a foam roller in the classes is just because there's so many of you guys that join and not all of you will have a foam roller. So I can tell you, for example, if we do some a class that or there's any exercise that I think would benefit, if you do have a foam roller and you'd like to use, then I'll mention it. But I don't want to do anything too specific with props, just because if other people don't have the props, then it's not fair on them. But I will definitely keep that in mind. So if there is anything that I think would be beneficial for a foam roller, I use mine for my hamstrings because I have had so many hamstring injuries. So I like to roll on my hamstrings. If there's an area specifically that you want to work into with your roller, or is it just like what you want to know how to kind of use it? I might do as well a video on my Instagram with the foam roller, just because of there's a lot of people that have hamstring injuries. There's some interesting ones for that. Okay, well, we'll definitely do that. So I'll try and remember to mention what would be good to use your foam roller in. Okay, everybody, so I am going to log off. Have a lovely rest of your evening and see you all tomorrow, hopefully.